Freelancing with Sonny. Has that been recorded? Cool. Freelancing with Sonny. Interview with my two friends from 69 Guns and RC and Rock and Roll, Steve.
Or Steve Guns, as I'm known on
Steve
Facebook.
Guns.
Or RC Guns.
RC Guns, Steve Guns. Who's got the biggest guns?
Me.
RC Guns, Steve Guns. All right.
Yeah.
I'm here now.
She's got
I got the biggest balls.
The big meat hooks.
Oh, all right.
And
Now-
meat curtains.
Now we want.
Actually, that's me.
Now we want. Oh, we want to. Here's a real question. When did 69 Guns come together?
Well, we got offered a gig to play Pub 340 for New Year's, and I just got all my favorite players, and then we learned 10 songs in 3 weeks, and sort of pulled it off at New Year's.
Yeah.
And then we've been practicing ever since.
I wasn't really into it at first, but I told her I would while we were out drinking. I say a lot of things when I'm drunk.
Never tell me anything
And then
when you're drinking.
she's like, oh, by the way, remember when you promised to play guitar in 69 Guns? And I'm like, oh, I did promise that. I'm a man of my word, so I manned up and played the show and actually quite enjoyed it, so I stuck around.
What happened to your last project, Glory Door? Or dare I ask? It's just part of the resume.
Yeah. Well, our drummer moved back to Ontario, and it turns out he was the one holding the whole band together.
Okay.
After he left, everything just kind of flew apart at the handle, and it was like, okay, well, either the band goes or some friendships go, and you know, as much as I love playing in a band, I love friends even more. Okay.
No, one thing I do know about Steve, he traveled with us when we played Creston last year. Thank you for being there. You're a rather solid guy, never losing your marbles. You're a decent, upstanding fellow. Good guitar tech, and a great guitar player, I know that.
Thank you.
I enjoy Glory Door, I enjoy 69 Guns.
Thank you.
And then put the camera on the beautiful lady seated before us, Miss RC,
Yeah.
RC Guns. What other bands have you been in?
None. This is it. Yeah, this is my first one.
Awesome, you're doing a fine job.
Thank you.
This is your debut.
Debut band, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in the industry for like 12 years, putting on shows and working in venues and just, like working in recording studios. And now
At what capacity?
Booking, band bartending, managed a few bands. Well, sort of managed a few bands, I guess. And then yeah, just putting on a lot of shows. Now I'm Brian Elsa's assistant sound engineer.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
To have this mentor.
Yeah, he's got a lot of great credits, and he's a great guy to work with. So,
Tremendous experience.
yeah, that's what I'm doing now, I guess.
Now, I'm interviewing two people at once, and this is the first time I've ever tried that, and thank God you're sweet people that don't demand attention from one another. Now,
Obviously, you didn't see us 10 minutes ago.
hey, they maintain a sense of humor. Now, how old were you when you discovered that defining moment? I want to be a rock and roller.
I don't know. I think like I've always wanted to be in a band and singing, but my stage fright was way too bad, like way too scary. So I finally just started doing more like karaoke all the time, and
Okay.
that's kind of got me over my stage fright. And then yeah, I don't know. I've always been a huge, like my first concert was Meatloaf when I was like 8. So
Very
that's
informative.
fun. Yeah.
Any female or male musicians who've been an influence on you?
I'd say Polly Styrene, you know, she's wicked from Extra Respects. I guess Gene Simmons in more of a business sense, like I like the way he does business and,
I
you
admire
know,
that guy.
yeah. I don't know, I have like shitloads, I guess.
I'll name a few that make you smile.
I like Lunatics, she's got a wicked voice. The Briefs, Kiss, obviously. What else? Exploding Hearts, I love Exploding Hearts. The Hits, they're local. They're my Ben Sinister, they're a local favorite as well. Little Guitar Army I like as well. I don't know, there's shitloads of bands. I can't really go through a whole list.
No, that's okay. I just want a little rough draft.
Yeah.
A little bit of background.
Yeah. Steve, who are your influences?
Well, my defining moment, I would say, was when my older brother brought home a Kiss Love Gun, and I must have been 8 years old, I think. And it was before that I'd listened to like the Beach Boys and a lot of country, big Johnny Cash, Charlie Pride fan and stuff. But then I heard that, and it's just like, oh my God, that's what I need to do. That's rock and roll the way I like it. So ever since then, like, I had 2 goals in life: to play in a rock and roll band and have a whole closet full of leather jackets. And well, my life's kind of empty now because I've achieved both my goals. I don't know what I'm doing now.
There's always a new mountain to climb.
I suppose, like, 2 closets full of leather jackets.
Now, as a guitarist,
Another
I like
closet full
your,
of guitars.
now you're a guitar tech, and I like your plan. I used your gear when I performed with Hangman Souvenir.
That's right.
Thank you
And
so much.
shredded that gear to shreds too, I should say. It sounded really good.
Thank you. Who are your guitar influences?
My guitar influences, well, Ace Frehley.
Yeah.
All right.
Right off the bat, love that guy. Johnny Ramone, man, the way I'm a big down
Sense of
picker.
rhythm.
And
Oh,
speaking
yeah.
of down pickers, Joan Jett, she's an amazing down picker. She just like, her hand just gives her. She's like the female Johnny Ramone.
All right.
And she got one of the best set of pipes in rock and roll as well.
course.
Double threat, she is.
Mm.
You know, I think she's probably my biggest idol as far as rock and roll, because she's just got the complete package. And
Who are your musical influences?
my musical influences.
You mentioned Kiss, Charlie Pride.
Well, I'm a big fan of John Frusciante of the Chili Peppers.
Chili Peppers.
His sense of melody is just like I think he's more of a current influence. I'm trying to work some more melodic sensibilities into my playing rather than just hammering out a rhythm. And no one's got this a melodic sense of rhythm or sensibility, except for maybe back in the old days, Jimi Hendrix.
I was ready to say, I can hear the Hendrix all over John Frusciante.
Yeah. Like Hendrix's rhythm playing just had so much melody built right into it. You know,
Exactly.
It's,
Well, the slurred chords, he got that from Curtis Mayfield.
yeah. Oh yeah. Is that
I
word?
love that.
Chords,
Wind
yeah.
Cries Mary, Little
Yeah,
Wing,
Little
that
Wing.
style.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, the chord fragments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inversions they're called.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
fragments is our term, but inversions and technical.
It's incredibly hard to just do on the fly because it's
You have to know what you're playing.
you have to know what you're playing.
Well, fragments in the sense you're playing an entire bar chord, who does that? But fragments, when you pick 2 of your favorite notes here and there, but I know they're
Yeah.
coming from
Yeah.
that bar chord.
Coming from that part, yeah.
And tell me about your past. I'm sure you're in more than one band.
Yeah.
I'm sure it began.
Well, I'm also in this band that is currently called the Psychonauts, which is a band which was basically in one form or another my first band. Although we started off as a country band called the Bitchin' Winos, and we were like kind of cowpunk and stuff. And the driving force behind it was my good buddy Rick Pod, who's in a band called Drunkle now, and he was kind of the country guy. We all just we like country too, so we were playing it. And then he went off to work for a couple of weeks. So while he was gone, we started fooling around, playing more rock and roll stuff. And it was just like, hey, this is great. And then he comes back, and then there was a point where it's just like, well, Rick, I'm sorry, we don't want to play country anymore. So he left the band, and then we continued on, varying members and names. We kept changing our name forever. We were like Pax, the Cryptos, Murder Suicide. One of my personal favorites. For a brief moment in time, we were called Animal Kingdom, which I hated.
Stupid.
Yeah, everyone hated that one.
How old
and,
were you?
and we were Well, I got kind of a late start actually. I didn't start playing in bands till I was late 20s, like 29 or something like that.
How old were you when you picked up the guitar?
When I picked up the guitar, I was probably 15, I think.
Cool.
My older brother brought one home, and he's a guitar player too. He's more into acoustic stuff, but my older brother was a big influence on pretty much everything I did. You know, like, I even tried. He was like good at sports, so I tried being a jock for a little while. And it wasn't much of a jock.
Where are you from? Live your whole life in East Van or what?
No. I grew up till I was 15 or 16. I'm in Dawson Creek, BC.
Wow.
So I moved right before my 16th birthday. I moved. That was a tough little town.
I heard.
It was. As long as you didn't get on the bad side of the natives, you were all right. But
I'm friends with Sean Brewer. Do you know him?
no.
He's from Dawson Creek.
Oh, really?
And I'm also friends with a guy named Patrick. I'll remember his last name. He mentioned being from Dawson Creek, and I said, how old are you? And he goes, why? And I said, how old are you? And he tells me his age. Do you know Sean Brewer? He's a hockey player. I know him. I kind of figured, because it's such a small town, you're going to know everyone.
Yeah. I for a large part of the time I lived there, we actually lived on the outskirts of town, like 7 miles out.
Patrick Stark was his name.
Patrick Stark, that sounds kind of familiar.
He's involved in film.
Do you know there's a hockey play-by-play guy, Jim Houston. He used to do the Canucks, and now he's actually doing the playoffs this year for the CBC.
And he's from Dawson Creek.
He's from Dawson Creek.
I will
yeah.
talk to Brewer and ask him. Do you know what's his name?
And Phil Jim Houston
Jim Houston.
and Phil Housley as well.
Awesome. And RC Cola.
Yep.
Are you from Vancouver?
No, I was born in Edmonton and was raised there pretty much, moved around a lot. When I moved here, when I was in 2005, I moved here.
Here's what I love, people. Some of these rock stars of East Van aren't exactly from East Van.
Of East Van.
Yeah.
The disclaimer: rock stars.
Obviously.
East Van.
No, but I love it when coming from Dawson Creek or Edmonton. I'm from Charlottetown, Pete. Yeah, we all make a journey because we believe in what we're doing. Don't we?
Pilgrimage.
I love Vancouver.
We all love Vancouver. And we're one dysfunctional tribe of misfits that seem to find each other, and we call it the music scene.
Yeah.
And some people call it the punk scene.
It's my dysfunctional family.
Yeah, I agree.
Vancouver's
And
a great community, like family, feeling like anytime anybody's in trouble, we all.
we put on a fundraiser.
Yeah, or like, we all just pull together and help out. Like last year when I was in a wheelchair and, had my operation and all that stuff, like I had friends coming and stuff in the hospital with food, bringing food to my house because I was bedridden for a while and, picking me up and giving me rides everywhere. Like everybody last year was just amazing, so Vancouver's really great.
Or like landowners got broken into and all their gear stolen, there's all
benefits put on.
benefits put on. They
The friends.
raised enough money to
Like bars.
pay for all their stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Any more you have to share with us on music, rock and roll, or
Well,
life
I'm
in
doing
general?
that Kiss This, Cancer Up Yours,
I
cancer
remember
benefit
that.
that we did last year at the Biltmore. And this year it's going to be Friday, June 29th at the Astoria. I've got Errol as bass, I've got Richard Pinkish as Gene Simmons, which should be really cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh
I
boy.
got Cam on drums again, and then I've got Greg Lakin's going to be my Paul Stanley.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And we're playing, and then there's Blood Takers are doing a Johnny Thunders tribute. And then who else? Oh, that Sex Pistols tribute as well, the Next Pistols.
I'm a cancer survivor.
Right. My grandma actually just lost her 2 months ago to cancer, and that's great that you survived it.
I'm lucky. I was scared. Because what if cancer got into the lymph nodes or my brain or my heart or liver or something real fun? Luckily, it got into something that I can live without.
Yeah.
It wasn't a vital organ. It had to be removed.
Your brain?
Don't laugh. Your brain is something vital. No,
Sorry.
luckily, what had to be removed, I had 2 out. They took 1 away. I'm alive. I'm okay. It
That's
didn't
good.
spread. But it was a reality check. It can happen to anyone.
Absolutely. And it can happen quick, and you can like lose
I
it
know.
so quick.
I met the guys from Testament, you know, rock stars. They don't want to talk to you when I say I'm a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
Now they'll listen because 2 of them went through it.
Yeah.
They know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
And then I had we're talking Testament to metal band that don't want to open up and get emotional.
Yeah.
But I went, what kind of cancer? Mine was the same as their singer, Chuck Billy's. And, you know, he was too embarrassed to say it until I told him what
Yeah.
and they went, you know, got it. We're all human. And they're part of my big dysfunctional rock and roll family, Vancouver. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Freelancing with Sonny with RC Guns, Steve Guns. Thank you. 69 Guns. Cheers.